Sometimes you see boys, boys, boys. Now boys are interested in being girls. One time, they reported a boy to me and said, this boy is doing this and that. So I called him. I said, boy, come here. He came. I said, where's your dad? He said, the dad left when he was growing up. So I'm here now. Go there. He went. I said, walk towards me. I said, stop. Stop. Now, chest out. Straighten yourself now. Walk like a man and come. Someone should have straightened the posture while you were growing and tell you you are a boy, you are not a girl. Straighten up, my friend. One time somebody was showing me the male Bible study secretary they handed over to on campus. Is a full-grown girl now with breasts. The one we handed over to now wear bump shorts and heels. Boy. One time I finished service here, people went to drag me online. Who came to this church and said that apostle is speaking against boys who are sleeping with boys is hateful. Really? I'm here to teach you how to be a man. I'm here to help you. I'm not here to cut you down or to hate you. If you're a boy, that when you see boys, you have erection, something is wrong. And that thing began because there was no real man around to let you know that it is wrong. That's how it started. Or you went to a school, you were being touched by boys, and you were damaged, and there was no real man you could confide in. The problem of the next generation is deeper than you can imagine. I can't say with my full chest that we're in trouble, because I know God will raise deliverers out of Zion. But if there's anything that is inordinate, it should not be forced on the church, because the church has standards. Maybe a boy wants to wear open belly button, and doing worship you are doing. Who hold you and say, Kai, Mashibe. Are there men here that God is raising? Yes, that because of you, the next generation will be better? Yes, are there men here? Yes, now, let me show you a few things. Are you still here? Yes, the foundation is what the devil wants to weaken. And I told you that when it does that successfully, people become trapped in their childhood state. The first sign of that is timidity and fear. One of the things, the role of a father in the life of a child is to embolden the child and give the child a sense of identity. Some of you have children who are assertive, or you call them stubborn, and you talk courage out of them, and you beat them up for standing their ground. And now somebody is touching them outside. They can't talk. Because the children who should stand and say no, you flogged courage out of them. I can't tell anybody not to beat their children, but don't beat esteem out of them. Some of you went to schools that if they land you conk on your head. And now you are still struggling to compete with those whose head they didn't knock. I went to a kind of school that there's a boy in our class, they call him Obina. Obina was selling spare parts with his boss. So when somebody makes noise in the class teacher will say, Obina, go and slap the person. And Obina will tell you to dress your face like this. And when he lands, these are things that beats out esteem out of people. The curriculum and the structure of education in Africa can never raise giants. It can't. Some of you are very intelligent people, but you did courses that you have no business with. Somebody is going to study psychology, he has to struggle with physics and chemistry. What's that for? And you kept failing at that, and the system keeps you there. I see people here that will infiltrate the education sector and change narratives. I see people who are raising structures that is a radical departure from the norm. We are going to build schools, universities, not one, universities, and change the narrative. Help is not coming from the government. We are the government. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, we are. No political structure change any nation unless you are not reading. People will rise and collect their government through thinking and change things. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I see people going into creativity and changing the narrative. I returned from Qatar this morning, and I was in the airport yesterday night. I was having a video call with some of our pastors. I said, see airport. The place even get garden inside. Waterfalls, you sit down, the air is clean. What did we do in this country? But we're not going to sit back and complain. We'll change things. I didn't hear amen to that. We'll change things. We'll change things. Now, pay attention. Some are still scared. Scared of being criticized, scared of not being loved, scared of rejection, scared of being seen, scared of making mistakes, scared of being the object of attention, scared of being seen by the crowd. They're scared of being the only voice in the room. They're scared of unleashing their potentials. What are you afraid of? Who are you afraid of? If you walk out from your seat and stand in the front, everyone looking at you have their own challenges. Learn to own your moment and don't be afraid. I shared my story with you. I used to have low self-esteem. I went to the bank. My dad sent me to the bank to go deposit money for him. And it was there's something customer day or something like that. So I went there. And there was a cake. And they said it's for customers. Why? I didn't cut. Because I felt, well, not me. And when I got back, he asked, there was cake there. Did you take yours? I said, no. He said, enter the car. And he drove back to the bank. And he stood there. And he said, this is my son. Go cut your cake. And I was shaking. And I went there. And I cut my cake. He said, enter back into the car. He said, never be afraid of taking what is yours. Never be afraid. Real men pay attention to their kids. You pay attention. Some of you may feel maybe I'm hostile, but I'm not. I love you too much to allow you continue like this. A real man gives courage to their children. Number 2 sign of that, I said to you after fear, people-pleasing culture. Where a child wants to please everyone. And some are still there. displease themselves to make everyone happy, and try to earn people's approval. And I said to you, when you live like that, people will manipulate you. They will. One of the things I need you to be able to accept is criticism. That when people don't approve you, it doesn't count as anything. It's their choice. I don't like Femi Lazarus. Well, it's your business. I'm not going to change for anybody. This is who I am. I wish you were like this. Well, get the clay, mold it, and make it like that. You bend here based on opinion, then you bend there based on opinion, then you are not left. There's nothing left of you. You have people, honor people, but don't make anyone your idol. Honor people. I love what you're doing. I celebrate you. I honor what you're doing. It's okay. Do you and be fine. Okay? Do what you're going to do. I stood here, spoken about several things that the government intended to do. I don't care whether any pastor speaks about it. They didn't call me. And when we speak, the government listen. And they make adjustments. Leadership is the ability to start first. Others will learn. The spirit of leadership doesn't wait for validation. You do it based on conviction. You are a leader. You are a leader. Your decisions are valid. You are a leader. Is that okay now? You are a leader. You are not ordinary. Don't wait for validation to do what you have to do.